right, it's time. Here we go. Game number 1 to start off the final shine of 2023. It's going to be that Aegis versus the Wolf like we expected to see.
Okay, and this is cool because as we were just talking about, right, like Stocktaker always seems to pick characters that have really well-rounded kits, right? So it means that whenever he goes in, he always has like a very clear idea of what that advantage is going to look like, and even in disadvantage, he always has access to a fair amount of comfortable options.
Right, we can see already looking for a couple of easy openings, but unfortunately the Foresight interrupting all of that momentum, and now a big shift in the change of pace. Little DM favored, but Stocktaker answering back.
Yeah, if you can start to put fear into the disadvantage of someone like Aegis, like you mentioned before, Wolf eats you alive because Wolf wants to win at ledge. That's the majority of the time. But if you can't win an air-to-air game, you're going to struggle, which if you can't put that idea of Foresight out of DM's head, you're going to have a bad time. And I think that's what Stocktaker is going to hunt for most of the set.
Yeah, and you can already see at this point, Stocktaker's doing a really good job of controlling stage. Granted, barely got caught by the Blazing Edge in that scenario. The spot dodge on the 1-inch punch, hello?
Unbelievable punish, though. Really good stuff from DM. Trying to set up for the ledge guard, but really nice route. And Stocktaker taking back center stage, but those switches.
That is one of the worst characters to give up stage control against. When you are trying to go out, and it's Wolf, so Nair is usually a great option, period. But once you lose that option of trying to get them with that, you are now facing down Pyra at ledge, one of the best ledge trappers in the game.
You can already see at this point, like DM trying to make a bit more with this slight lead that we have here. And you can see it's just the great advantage state here, forcing these hard knockdown scenarios, finding these tech chases.
And something to think about too, DM is the reason why Jackal's not here. Because we were expecting Jackal to be in that top 8, but Aaron said no. And then you run into the loser side. It's okay, Jackal's gonna make the run, right? No. So after playing that yesterday, how does he deal with this? Well, so far the game's been a pretty even start. Stocktaker not playing to that same playstyle, making it work.
Yeah, definitely a slight change of pace, but it is the X factor for sure. Stocktaker looking for another one of those openings that Wolf loves to see. The forward air is safe, but big reward. Okay, medium reward.
And just like that, we can already see things swinging back into the favor of DM, just narrowly though, but seems to have a very easy time forcing Stocktaker off stage.
He is stopping all of his short hops. He finally got caught for one right there, but every time he tried to short or full hop in front of DM, he just put out that active nair, said, no, you are gonna play grounded where my freight data is all sub 10, and I'm gonna box you all day long.
But those aerials are still something you got to watch out for. DM looking for those follow-ups with a relatively safe retreating down airs. Oh, fantastic switch. Unbelievable defensive options from DM, and the offense is not bad either.
Oh, and I see that. Goes immediately to ledge, not trying to play that game with DM. Gets a beautiful back air as well to secure that stock, and finally has a lead in this game.
Yeah, this is going to be hard now. DM is looking for an opening, a nice big aerial to start this edge pressure, but what a grab. Finding that off, oh my god, the offensive opening, phenomenal.
And just like that, getting these juggles, adding up all that extra damage, goes for the dash attack, but he doesn't cross up, and DM's able to find that shield grab.
And DM gets the F tilt to try and see if he can close it out here. I like the idea of Promise Revolt to beat holding down on the Wolf Flash to try and back him off. That is something Stocktaker is not afraid to do, but you have to make sure you need to get this stock going ASAP, because if you don't, there you go. He was within that fair bear range. With that rage, Wolf could have absolutely stolen a stock.
That is really good punish on that mix of the aerial timing we usually see from Stocktaker, but the up tilt, really good anti-air, really powerful hit, but also these Mithra combos are just so dangerous. Big opportunity for Stocktaker.
For this ledge guard here, can't quite find it, fights his way out the corner. DM, once again, this advantage has been so good, almost gets the spike. That could have been GG.
And he tried to double up on it to push him that much closer to KO percent. He doesn't get the down smash he's looking for, though. Stocktaker only needs to punish this one landing. He does not have a jump. He's going to have to try and land over on the ledge, which he does, but Stocktaker had full advantage until that get-up attack.
That get-up attack was phenomenal, too, and the follow-up, but another fantastic grab from Stocktaker. Big roll reversal now. DM stuck at the ledge. Stocktaker goes for it all.
Oh, he's scaring me here. Almost got popped off of that down air, but has another shot at life looking for this. Wants a dash attack, it seems, to close it out. That was a beautiful anti-air. Hold on, this might be the ledge guard. Oh, no, he gets it.
He gets close enough. He does get back down to the ledge because of that. But one straight aerial from Pyra can also try and sneak something out here. He might try to find that down air to find that up smash. He's got him within range, which he's hunting for, but he's not getting it. Stocktaker has to be so careful.
The crowd is going wild right now. Scramble after scramble, near miss after near miss, and they are back to neutral. What, the dash attack?
Hey,
oh my goodness.
Had to put a little pause on it, but there we go. That dash attack came through. They have a little bit of a like you're gonna let me get that, right?
Right.
I was like, hey, I feel you, man.
Not after last night. All right, we don't need any more of those.
That happened yesterday. Hopefully it doesn't have something to do with the controller. We want to make sure that these games are going out as legitimate as possible. That was an inevitable death, as we refer to. So even with that situation, you were never going to live that. Therefore, the game will always go to Stocktaker at that point. So hopefully we don't run into that again in the future. The last thing you want to see, because that game, if that's the starter we're getting to this top 8, let alone this set, I foresee an amazing Game 5 in our future.
Definitely.
No, I feel like that was great, especially like, I mean, you could kind of see toward the end of that game, Stocktaker was fishing for those dash attacks, and DM did a pretty decent job of avoiding them. I think dodged maybe 2 or 3, but the 4th one or the 3rd, whichever one it was, does find the mark. And it's such a hard move to play around because it's just like, how far through my shield are you going to go? Are you going to stop in front of me? We saw DM get a shield grab earlier, but like Stocktaker was like, let me just fix the spacing a little bit, right? And that's the difference.
Exactly, and that's the thing I love about some really good Wolf play. There are no surprises in what Wolf throws out.
Yes.
But the timing is so very important. We saw with the aerial timing, the dash attack timing, even the grabs. Just so very elegant. Love to see it. And we're going to need to see a lot more of those in these next couple of games, but DM's got some adjustments to make too.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised to see we're running it back to PS2. Honestly, with this matchup, the 2 stages that kind of differentiate between them, like Town and City and Smashville, every other stage is good. So why not just keep running it back to PS2? You're both running the same game plan. You want to be able to reset neutral against Mithra to get your lasers going, but Pyra gets room to reset neutral as well. So I don't think we're going to be seeing a switch off of PS2 throughout the set.
Right.
Oh, this is looking a little bit rough for DM to start, but finally has some advantage here trying to bring this game back. But I love that retaliation nair we see from Stocktaker, right? Even goes for the up tilt, is recognizing, hold on, I have quite a few different KO options in my toolkit, and that's a beautiful one of them.
And it was so important, the height at which that back air came out, the shield poke ever so slightly on the head hurt box. Really good stuff from
It's
Stocktaker.
not committal, too, because when you put someone in that position, the idea is A, you move, or B, you potentially take this hit. And once he got it down, your turn is over. Going high, though, that was pretty smart. Stocktaker does get a little unorthodox in his recovery sometimes, because you have to. It's Wolf. He doesn't have that many options.
And the movement, the laser on the platform, Stocktaker's feeling it right now, and DM kind of on the back foot. Seeing a lot of these big aerials come out from the Pyra, trying to take the stock, and that is even not going to do it.
Wow, yeah, would have thought would have been enough juice, but not quite with that positioning in the stage. The gentleman, though, still not quite enough. What a snipe from DM.
There's from the paint, too. What the?
Of all ways to end up falling, too, after all that route he took, he ends up taking a trade and free falling after. But the damage was done. He put 72% on the board. Fair Bear is on deck. He could go for that option pretty soon.
Okay, we see another down throw. Really good option to reset that situation. Put DM back at the ledge. Fighting back, though. There's that Fair. Looking for the Bear, at least threatening it.
I love the way Stocktaker is ledge trapping right now. He's just playing it so safe, retreating nairs, these spaced back airs. Even if he doesn't hit DM, he's right in the position to do more.
I do like the one thing that DM always constantly does, though. He always buys for center stage. He says, I can still absolutely bring this damage back by getting one solid nair, one solid down tilt near these platforms. It unfortunately didn't end up going onto the platform because Stocktaker saw through that and DI'd out. But if he got it, he could have brought it all the way up to about 70 plus, made this game very doable, which he's doing still right now.
Oh, this could be bad.
Wow, what a route. Unbelievable recovery, but those aerials from DM have been phenomenal. Those fade back down airs are, just catching Stocktaker with every approach. There's another one.
Have an opportunity here. The up air is not quite going to be enough, but at this point, DM's pretty much brought the entire thing back, just fishing for that up air.
When was the last time he got hit? Like, when was the last time DM's actually been hit? He got that massive lead put on him, and he said, yeah, but I can bring it all the way back. And he steals that lead right away from Stocktaker, who had essentially a full stock damage lead.
Unbelievable. And that neutral air beating what will look like an up smash, but that back air will take the stock. They are down to the wire here in game 2, 1-1, and they're both feeling it right now.
Yeah, and I love the routing that we've seen from DM on a lot of these conversions, right? Opts to go for the dash attack a lot of the time to force Stocktaker off stage, and then he can play that game of, you want to see what my ledge traps are like? There's that dash attack I was just talking about.
This is beautiful execution and data that he's getting right now, too. That is about the 4th time I've seen DM read the defensive options in! He reads the defensive option one more time with that massive F smash and takes all of that momentum away from Stocktaker, because at one point it looked like he was going to win that for free, but that's exactly how good DM has been playing all weekend. Even when he looks like his back's to the corner, he is not out of it.
No, he looked even better in that situation. Once he was on down a stock, just some percent, he played immaculately. Like, I cannot stress the he was catching the jumps with the up air. He was catching the roll-ins with this down air that just took up about a quarter of PS2. And it looked like it was all scouted out.
That recognition was so good, too, because how many times did he get hit by up air and juggles prior to that, right? So you think you've been hit 4 interactions in a row of an aerial. I have to air dodge, and I have to fade away to make sure I don't get hit by F-tilt. What you weren't expecting was the massive air dodge read with that little bit of extra range from that F-smash.
There we go. That little controller issue coming up once again. Probably going to go ahead and try to see if he can maybe find a permanent solution to it. We'll see how they play with it.
One thing also I did just read on the lips is DM said, I'm not going to take the stock. We're trying to make sure, like if it continues to come up, at some point it does become a TO's decision. So hopefully we don't have to get to that point.
Speaking of, look at Cac danced up in the center. Just making sure it's, remedied as easily as possible. But I can tell, man, just from the passion we saw in those last couple games that we are going to get, probably the most elegant solution we can in this situation. And even Cac said, yep, y'all got it.
Yep. It looks like they, I think DM said just reset, and they did. Kudos again to DM for not taking the stock one more time. That is very, we're in top 8. We're in the final time. But he's saying, I want to win this my way.
I don't want an asterisk on this one. I'm trying to take it home, and oh my goodness, he's bringing it right there.
He doesn't need that stock because he's going to take them himself. It doesn't matter. A Stocktaker may be the one with the title, but it looks like DM's the one who's trying to actually make sure that everybody sees how that goes.
And right now, he's making me a believer, man. I mean, just with that up air, securing that first stock, absolutely making Stocktaker have the toughest fight of his career right now.
Yeah, it's going to be tough right now. DM's still on the hunt, and those aggressive options are so good. Sneaking in the grabs after putting so much pressure on with the dash attack. It's such a good adaptation.
Yeah, hopefully he can keep that build up. But something we've seen from Stocktaker in the past, we recall that set against Chag back at Collision, right?
Yes.
Everybody was thinking he was kind of out of it throughout the set, but then he just started to demolish him out of nowhere, and that's exactly what you have to expect from Stocktaker at any given point in time. He can speed run your stock. Do not get comfortable, even with a lead like this.
Right.
All right, he has a shot here, goes for the Providence, gets back onto the stage and just trying that dash attack yet again, gets caught out this time by Stocktaker, but the Blazing Edge has actually been immaculate from DM the entirety of the set.
There's actually a really interesting thing about that specifically is he'll throw it at jump height too.
Yes.
So it doesn't necessarily hit, but it stops one of the options, cuts off the flow chart, and cuts off another stock with that up smash.
Yeah, and just like that, pushing himself into a huge lead at this point, man. DM still has not lost the stock. This punish game on Stocktaker, look at that read, forcing him to the ledge. Stocktaker can't seem to get his bearings.
If I'm Stocktaker, my main thing that I'm trying to figure out is what in the world is DM reading on my defensive options over and over again. You can still bring this all the way back. If you can close this out now, you get one good ledge trap and a down air onto Mithra. But Mithra does not play the same rules as everyone else.
The foresight and the... Okay, well, thankfully it all worked out still. Stocktaker taking the stock, but what a scramble. That's so much extra stress in what you thought was a sealed deal.
Yeah, luckily I think Stocktaker does shine in those scramble scenarios, but at this point I feel like he's so far behind that making the comeback is going to be a tall order as DM continues to put on all this extra damage. Oh, he scouted that out. We saw that.
He's been doing everything he can to mix up his defensive landing options. He's been trying to go aggressive. He's been trying to land.
That's
and
real.
Stocktaker
That's
just,
real. No, I'm with it.
That one, that makes sense. Like at the end, obviously he's already behind 2 stocks anyways, but it's happened multiple times. The Stocktaker said, no, I'm going to take my stock. Like I'm going to give this one up. The game was kind of forfeit to begin with because he was already behind. Cac trying to see if he can maybe get a solution because the last thing you want, again, is that to keep going. He did have some controller issues throughout the weekend. I'd rather not see the set go that way.
Same.
Because Stocktaker will, even if DM doesn't want him to take it, he'll do it himself.
Right, and after that game 1, like we all expected, hoped for a nice back and forth, a bit of a blockbuster, if you will. But unfortunately, that does kind of take a little bit of the wind out of the sails, but I think they're still playing phenomenally. DM is going absolutely wild with these adaptations, but Stocktaker, like you said, can definitely make those changes. We've seen it so many times before, and I'm trying to see it in these next couple games.
No, I feel the same way. I feel like Stocktaker definitely has the capability, right? I mean, already got a game, so if there's anything that can be taken from that, it's like, yeah, clearly got the chops to do it.
Right.
But then when it comes to situations like these, it becomes like kind of awkward because DM doesn't want to feel like he's the bad guy. If he's like, go take your stock. And we all have at least some degree of a personal relationship with Stocktaker. We know that he's just the kind of guy that's gonna like make choices based off of what he feels, and he's like, I think I should have lost the stock. I'm gonna just
very vibes based.
Yes.
Yeah, good vibes. And I mean, with DM, again, it's also pride for him too, because he wants to prove that he can be amongst the best, and he doesn't want like extended reason for that. You know, we're back at the New England versus Tri-State Pride match type deal right now too. This is what we've been hunting over for years. Is something we've been blessed to have in this region for a very long time, is the competitive nature between both. This is the first start to it. This is New England's first defense against Tri-State coming through. DM wants to prove he could do it on his own, but something I do remember yesterday is that Stocktaker said on the off-stream setups, he wasn't having any of these issues whatsoever. Like, he never had this problem, so it looks like they're switching him up.
Is cashing in his money in the bank? They're about to do a tri-cast on the stage?
Hey, yo, MacNace, he's about to drop the belt right now.
If you hear that bell, you know it's a problem. But as we, work through these technical difficulties, I am so excited for not just the remainder of this match, to say the least, but the rest of the bracket coming up. So if you maybe now's a little time to take a break, grab a snack real quick, because you do not want to miss the rest of the action we got coming up. Just Blue, I think, the other loser match, going up against
Anathema.
Anathema.
That one's going to be interesting because first thing reaction to everybody is, Steve. But Anathema actually was the person at Rise and Grind last year who went back-to-back beating Didi into Omen and has proven time and time again that Anathema has a really good understanding of the Steve matchup. So that is not a free time whatsoever even for Just Blue, who's been on an absolute tear of late.
Right, and part of that tear is because of the character sort of roster that Just Blue brings.
Yeah, it's very weird.
To say the least, some charitable, phrasing on your part, but
it's an obscure lineup.
Yeah, we also could see the Wii Fit trainer come out, which has been doing numbers this weekend. It's definitely going to be an interesting match, to say the least. But this one has been phenomenal, man. I am worried for our health because the excitement level started at such a high level, and it does not show any signs of slowing down. DM has been making some crazy reads and adaptations. I guess one thing that really sticks out to me, and I mentioned it in passing, but the way he sort of does this retreating down air to catch Stocktaker's approach when they're in like a really close range scramble has been phenomenal. It just catches so many options. Usually the roll in, but it still catches jump just because that down air is so big.
For a character that like 90% of the time wins air-to-air trades, and Wolf, who just doesn't really care who wants to go out there because his nair is that much larger. Down air is that much larger, and you don't want to deal with that. Even if you're not comboing off of it, you're scaring him. And if you could get Wolf to play grounded and they go into their zoner mode because neutral button win all in the laser, then you can switch to Mithra, or you can just rush in yourself with Pyra, and now you're screaming for help because you made one singular mistake and DM called it.
Yeah, and it's very... It feels very... I feel very old grandfather right now, right? I feel like you and me probably... I mean, all three of us, honestly, probably felt that way about Light for, like, the longest time.
Yeah,
watching him kind of, like, go through the slope of, I don't know, what it means to transition into adulthood. And in the same vein, like, I feel similarly about DM. I mean, we're talking... I think he was at the first Shine, right? 2016, I
believe so.
I believe so.
He might have been 10 or something.
I was going to say, he may have just been old enough.
Yeah.
He actually,
he's playing in the juniors bracket.
Yeah, he cleaned up the juniors bracket.
But he says, stay in your lane. It's like, well, we got to move you out of this lane.
Yeah.
That no one else can play. But it has been fun, talking about the Light thing, which we will see Light in a little while. It's been great to be able to see the history we've had here at Shine, seeing all of these great competitors come up over time. Everybody's got their stories within their regions. There's a lot of events that come and go. It is sad to see, but the one thing that lasts is seeing the success and the stories that are built from a lot of the competitors that we've watched over the years. And DM continues to try and make sure that people will, at some point in the future, put his name at the top of those ranks. And if he continues to go way he goes, it's not a matter of if, but when.
True. Well, we now join this story in progress. We're getting right back into it. Big change of pace, though. Stocktaker breaking out the Sephiroth, going back to Hollow Bastion here for Game 4.
All right, so what do you think about the Sephiroth pick? I see you rubbing your hands together. What did that make you feel?
So, two things. One, I still have hate for the fact, why couldn't it have been Sephiroth? That was the really broken one, because then I could have had a great time all the time. But I like this change because everything that he was trying to do was trying to challenge aerial-based neutral that he couldn't beat, even with Wolf. So you switch it up now to the range of Masamune, and you can now all of a sudden create much better ledge traps. You have Shadow Flare. You have the ability to check them with things like the back air, and that's going to put at least a little bit of fear into DM. It's mostly Pyra you have to watch out for at later percents because Sephiroth weighs nothing. But the way he's playing right now, he's not letting anything happen up until that foresight.
You know, it's really funny to watch this because it's like, all right, with the way that he was, oh gosh,
He weighs nothing. He weighs nothing at all. Why does he weigh nothing? The sword is like 100 pounds by itself. This doesn't make any sense.
I'm glad he got the wing. It really helped him fly away, but what a good response. Dude, these aerials you have to watch out for. The next big hit could be it, and it's hard because Mythra is so fast, but sometimes that extra range helps stuff out some of these approaches with the dash attacks we're seeing.
Oh, this is kind of tough. Tries to do the down air out of shield there, but it's not going to work. And look at all this extra damage that DM gets as a result. Wanted to go for, I think, that final blow at the end there, but the last lingering hit of that counter was able to stop that.
It lasts a very long time, so whenever you try to check that, you might explode for it. So you got to be very careful. Stocktaker you can get rid of it soon, but now he's at very scary ranges, even with the one wing, like you said before. Pyra doesn't care about it much. That back air finally gets the job done. This is the opportunity. You have the third jump, you have the faster options, and you can get extended nair combos. He has to try and find one ASAP.
It's going to be tough, though. Mythra, like I said, so fast, so good at closing the gap. And now Pyra, pretty much any hit could be it at this percent. There's a big opportunity, though. That third jump's so good for these early strings.
All right, let's see if Stocktaker can bring it back here. Has to have that magical moment around now, I believe, because otherwise you're going to have a lot of pressure going into what could potentially be his final stop.
Especially here at the ledge. You do not want to be there against Pyra. That back air will not be enough to do it yet. Very good quick DI reaction. Sometimes people don't react to that too fast because you look at the startup animation, it's pretty similar to down air, so you kind of freak out.
Right.
And luckily for him, he's still getting the job done. He can steal a stock if he gets one of those high up smash. Stocktaker takes back the lead.
The horizontal situation has not been great for Stocktaker, but the vertical pressure has been phenomenal.
Yes.
And DM's taking notes, evens it up 1-1, and the crowd's waking up.
All right, here we go. This is tournament point for Stocktaker here. Has to win this one to bring it to another game. And so far, off to a great start, getting the grab conversion to the neutral air and the following subsequent aerial after that. The pressure is not stopping, only 8% on Stocktaker.
He just needs to keep it going. He wants to try to falling up air so we can push him near that platform, try and set up maybe a side B to get him to have to play defensively. But now it is entirely not DM's turn because he was able to get that nair out. That is a huge difference maker, and that is the game potentially. It's not going to be enough, though. I'm surprised he didn't go for the side B. Tries to get him poking his head above the ledge.
Oh, no. These swings, though, from DM are so dangerous. 53% is normally not so scary, but Sephiroth, you have to worry about it. Really nice route from DM.
This is so much closer than it seems, especially with that added bit of extra damage from DM. It really is one conversion away. One good stray hit from Stocktaker will do enough.
That was very frightening. Going for the up B, just trying to land. One wing is now available, though. He has the option to be able to go a little bit more aggressive if he wants to, but DM's looking just for that down air. All he needs is one. Up air will take the entire game.
They're swinging. No. But that's not going to be enough. You can't convert off that hit.
The wing was so clutch there. So many good options to get out of the scramble. DM stuck at the ledge, looking for a forward to looking for a back air. I love the idea right there, but what a dodge.
I cannot believe that forward air will definitely... It's not going to do it. It's not going to do it. He goes out. He tries to go for double up. Tries to get him with the multi-hit, but it's not going to do it. He needed the outside, but the X-Hill on a final mistake from DM, and what we expected back in Game 1 from this set will now come to pass. We are going to see a Game 5 to start off this top 8.
Unbelievable. Like, so far in this set, both of them have been so composed, but I could feel both of them had a very similar but different reason to be absolutely shook in that last moment.
Look at how many times he just barely got caught by some strings, but that pressure was relentless. That's not a super fast aerial. It just covers so much range, but you get so frightened. This could have been the set right here if DM did not mistime that neutral get up, and then he ended up pressing it again, gave up an opportunity. You can see him throw his hand up in the air too, like, I did not mean to do that.
Yeah, there's a lot of different options you can take once you start that flow chart with the gentleman to the ledge.
Yes.
DM unfortunately had a little bit of a misstep, couldn't decide to commit for one or the other, and it gave Stocktaker just enough time to jump out of the situation.
Here we go, we're loading up into the final game of this set. Tri-State versus New England, Stocktaker versus DM.
It's that final game here on PS2. The final destination is really where we always play. And Oxlash can allow him to get out. One of the things that we saw so well from Stocktaker last game, though, that DM's going to have to adjust to, is the relentless aerial pressure. He didn't have to deal with that with Wolf because his range outpaced it. This time around, he's got to be second-guessing every one of his landings.
Right. It's going to be tough. These just, like, take up exactly the right spot, exactly where you want to stop Pyra and Mythra from approaching. Those really good aerials. It's going to be tough to get around them, but we've seen some really good foresights and some really good routes and some really good offensive options.
Yeah, you really want to be careful, your Stocktaker here, about what on-shield items you land with, because one more of those will for certain take the stock as DM is putting on all this extra pressure.
DM just needs one good mistake at the ledge, one falling forward there, but I do like the idea of going for Mythra just to try and regain that ledge control. Also, you could just kill with Mythra at this point. Up airs and a forward smash. Oh, but the shield break though. Do it. Do it. Okay, he's going to down smash. I wanted the Giga Flare just because, but the down smash is going to go through.
Listen, if I'm Stocktaker, I'm taking it no matter what. I don't care how flashy. Phenomenal stuff. Good presence of mind, knowing that back air does a lot of shield damage because it's sweet spotted. Picking up the dash attack too, knowing there's no response. Really good option after option right there. Ooh, good opening too.
Okay, we're going to see if DM can find the answer to this stock. One good swing at this point. Up air even should be able to get it.
Look at that max range distance Stocktaker's playing at right now too. He's playing just out of Mythra's short hop aerial range, and even if it's not the sweet spot on forward air, it doesn't matter. As long as he's constantly poking at him, make DM frustrated to try and rush in, that's going to get you that free up throw into Nair, or get this back throw. He tries to get the read. He had it, but he went too low.
But he's got all of the right ideas, like you said. The spacing's phenomenal. The follow-ups are nice. What do we see here?
Oh, he didn't make it to the ledge. So now we have a very amazing position for Stocktaker to potentially close out this set. DM has to do the Lord's work to bring this game back.
He has to hope for a couple of miracles and maybe another controller malfunction. At this point, this is looking so rough right now. Stocktaker putting the pressure on with these platforms.
We've seen DM do it time and time again. Mythra can get the KO right now with an up air. That's going to be the job done. All you need is one good falling Nair, one good down tilt that's going to push him to about 50 off of a true combo, and then you switch over to Pyra. You can absolutely still steal this stock away.
There we go. Here's the conversion you were just talking about, Ajax, as we're watching this painful sequence from DM go all over Stocktaker, but he responds.
Yes, that vertical pressure we talked about. The up throws have been phenomenal. The up air follow-ups as well. 74% is a dangerous spot for Pyra and Mythra, but these nairs have been giving DM so much room.
I think it looks like Stocktaker wants him to just switch to Pyra so he can outpace the neutral game. Saying, I'd rather deal with that range because I got a longer range. I'm cool with that. But Pyra, if that falling forward hit, that probably would have been the stock. You start putting some fear in Stocktaker, but he's got him all the way up to 95% already.
Oh, wow, what a response. He just pressed that button.
Unbelievable, and getting around the Sephiroth aerial at that. What an answer. DM brings it back to the last stock, 95%, but we saw how those strings can even it right back up.
Yeah, this is by no means over whatsoever. All DM needs is 2 openers, and it looks like he's going to start getting them. He gets a dash tech read. If he gets it down air right here, he can try and steal it. Falling up, it gets him out, and right now Stocktaker doing everything he can to get the game back.
Oh, you can see DM so scared. He's so scared. He's running back into the corner. He dashes in. He gets hit by the aerial from Stocktaker, and now at this point, how does he get back to center?
He jumps on and air dodges, and what a reversal. He's got the stage.
He does not have one. He goes all the way on stage to steal the game away. And
look at the pop-up!
All the way back with that reverse 3 stock. And he has already stormed the stage, and we have just started the day. I was going to say the night. It feels like one with how that went. What an incredible job from DM, stealing that game away after being down 2, but you can never, ever count out Aegis. It is not a good time for you if you decide to fall asleep at the wheel. What an incredible comeback.